Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Damontae bringing you a banger. Don't forget to follow on my Twitch, please. This is where we have daily content. So this is the episode 4 of the Payday 3 dev diary. This one's more specific to the art and animation specifically.
We made for Payday 3. Spoilers.
He had a nice shirt on, Dallas, you know.
Is doing in our game, since it's game with human characters.
Right.
We use motion capture as a base. My name is Joachim.
Interesting.
I'm the lead animator on Payday.
Interesting.
The first person animations, which is the reloads on the weapon interactions, those are keyframed by hand because they really need to be super.
Yes, whose cat is that, man? I need something like that. That's hilarious.
Super cool looking. On third person animations, we use motion capture as a base. It saves time, and also you will make sure that you have a realistic motion as a base.
So all the reloads are based on like almost like real people doing it, but it's like not the real weight of the gun, so it kind of implements to why it looks so lightless and, you know, so air fucking light when you're using and seeing the guns on here.
Motion capture is actually when you use your body to
right.
to record.
Now he's explaining it.
You need the acting skills to be good at capture performance. So then it's like acting skills and animation skills combined.
So who did the sprint animation? Because they fucking lean like crazy all the way to the ground.
Takes place.
I need to see this.
Which was
right.
honestly like fantastic and liberating to work with. My name is Fredrik Larsson.
Yeah, there's a few missions.
Lead environment artist.
There's a few missions in Payday 2 and Payday the Heist that like actually took place in New York, so now that they're kind of pushing it forward into the next one. You know what I mean? It's nice that they're kind of pushing into the same city.
Here it's
not in Washington anymore, you know?
We haven't worked with a strict map. We are not recreating faithfully New York. We are building a Payday New York, and it is very different. It looks and feels the same, but when you start looking at the details, it's not the same.
So it's almost like how the Grand Theft Auto series handle their series, is what he's saying. Like, the city will be almost like New York, but it'll be inspired by the Payday version, right?
The logotype is very important in the game to make it even more believable. My name is Marielle Karlsson, and I am a graphic designer here at Starbreeze. I have made around 90 logotypes and all different kinds of variation of those.
So she's like the logos, the stores and stuff.
Ads and other kind of small details in the game.
An ad.
What she does, you guys have to appreciate though. Like all these little, you know, like right there, Hungry Bob. Like that's something she's created, completely designed. That logo, you know what I mean? Like these are the details in Payday 2 and in other games that actually are like capturing to the player.
Advertising is usually such a such a huge sign of the times.
Yeah.
Like what you see.
Oh, he's talking about what time era is what he's trying to say.
Right now. Yeah, it's a great way to just show you what world are we in.
We have civilian animations in
I'm glad he mentioned that actually, that this, you know, the way that the world's perceived currently in the game is, you know, going to give you that feel of what time period it is now. You know what I mean? Because Payday 2 is based on a little bit, you know, later time period, you know, like 2013 area, 2012 maybe.
Different scenarios that needs to fit.
What are the civilians walking?
City of New York. Someone might be calling for a cab, or someone might take out money from an ATM, and all of those things we
see. But I feel like what we just seen with the civilians by the car, like I feel like that'd be something that would constantly just be on repeat. He'd be like just constantly waving his arms around and just like, you know, doing his little cycle of whatever he's doing.
Money from an ATM,
you know, like pacing back and forth. Like I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
To bring life to this New York environment We focused on thinking about the civilians as extras in a movie. They can't be stealing the scene. They need to be to support like the narrative.
So kind of what Payday 2 misses out on is what he's saying here. The civilians are gonna be like, as he mentioned, like other characters in a movie, but not like the main character stealing the show. So like when you're playing a certain mission, maybe certain characters, you know, maybe certain civilians will be doing certain things to set the setting, like it is in like Black Cat. You know what I mean? Like Payday 2 Black Cat. You've got those like civilians talking about the Payday gang. And like, oh, what if they're here on the boat? You know what I mean? Like silly shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that's what they're referring to. Like things like that is what I would assume.
And not be too eye-catching.
Yeah, but see, something like that would be another scenario of like it just be on repeat, like them drinking and them like shouting at their phone and shit. Like, wouldn't that just be like on a cycle? Oh my god, looks so bad.
With the art gallery
Damn.
was super fun. It's a pretty, like, just technically art-wise, it's a pretty hard thing to build.
What's up, Rocky?
Because usually the galleries are
Is he
pretty
wearing
barren
makeup?
and
Why was his lips so red?
a pretty hard thing to build.
Oh wow.
Because usually the galleries are pretty barren, and making an empty room look good in a game is super hard. Usually you use the dirt, the grit, and you put crap everywhere to make it look good.
So if you're in doubt, just smack assets everywhere is what he's saying.
But on the other hand, we really got to experiment with like taking the art and pushing it to spinning on the artist's motivation behind the painting.
So I mean, I could say that some of the artwork is pretty decent so far. We can all agree on that.
I did a logotype and
Hold
also
on.
Behind the
I was able to read some stuff right there. This is like art gallery, audio, controller, environment. I started scrolling for some reason, thinking I could scroll, but yeah, it's hilarious. Huh. I thought we could
I did
maybe
a
get some more
logotype
information, info.
and also exhibition posters.
Well, I mean, essentially all
Interesting.
graphical design, but you were
Once again, you have to appreciate this lady doing all the like logos and even the artwork and stuff. Like that's the stuff that puts the game together.
put in the place as essentially like this was ordered from the owners of the art gallery.
You should really feel this unpleasant owner in this art gallery.
You did a super good job with it as well, because I feel like this logo, it's just in between pretentious art dealer that doesn't really know art and annoying tech bro wannabe.
Oh, what are they referring
One of
to? The
coolest
dude
things
that
I
owns
feel
it or
we've been
something?
working
Did I
on
miss what they were
is
talking about? Hold on. What were they even referring to?
the artist's motivation behind the painting.
I completely
I did a
missed what they were
logotype
talking about.
and also exhibition posters.
Well, I mean, essentially all graphical design, but you
Okay,
were
maybe I
put
went
in
too
the
far
place
back.
as essentially like this was ordered from the owners of the art gallery.
You should really feel this unpleasant owner in this art gallery.
You did a super good job with it as well, because I feel like this logo, it's just in
What are they
between
referring to? They're like putting
pretentious
like a
art dealer that
scenario
doesn't
out
really
there,
know
but
art
like,
and annoying tech bro.
but there's no
wannabe.
gameplay to show what
One
they're
of the
referring to.
coolest things that I feel we've been working on is the micro destructions and the sort of dynamic environment.
So busting windows, busting little cactuses, shooting
it's
things.
Pretty minor things like pots breaking.
I mean, this is literally what happened in Payday 2, though. You could break items and map destruction, not like on the scale of, you know, a printer spewing papers out, and maybe not like certain items on a table,
really
like
shoot them.
staying in contact, and you know, you shoot a bowl and it's a fucking ceramic bowl and it stays completely in contact. You know what I mean? Like in Payday 2, the bowl of fruit on the diamond heist literally breaks the bowl and the fruit like just, you know, breaks and spills all over the place.
I mean,
So I mean, like, seeing this isn't like the most impressive, seeing that like none of these really like break.
pretty minor
This is another like minor stuff, like, you know, it's smoking or something,
Things
or
like
shooting steam and
pots
shooting
breaking.
paper, and like you just said, some scripted like busting
bowls of
windows.
fruit just toppling over and
So nades pop up on screen as we just witnessed.
stuff flying everywhere. But like when you put these elements everywhere,
So he's just talking about the particles.
stuff flying
Oh, stuff
everywhere,
flying everywhere. Like if you look at that scene,
bowls of fruit just toppling over.
so what they're wanting to happen is just stuff flying everywhere, a whole bunch of particles, this, that, and the, that's what he just described. But listen.
And stuff flying everywhere. But like when you put these
Look at
elements
it.
everywhere, it brings a lot of life and just chaos.
But like what people do in Siege, because this is already a thing that's in Siege, like where you essentially like have everywhere on the map that can be destroyed, and then there's certain items that like fall off the walls, and there's certain items on, you know, things like that. People will go around at the beginning of the missions and just blow all this stuff up or shoot these items. Like that's probably what people will do in this. That's what I would do if, you know, you're having constant things blowing into your face, you know what I mean?
To any firefight, and it's like just having the car alarms and things shattering and the papers flying from the printer when you shoot.
So essentially,
it turns
particles
a
everywhere.
mediocre firefight into a spectacular one.
So what he's kind of referencing here is that the game may not be enemy heavy from that description, because they're basing it more on the looks of the fight, not the actual player ability of the gunfight. Like if you're actually good at a gunfight, it's not about that.
And that's what we want in Payday. We want to have a hyper realism, so it looks realistic but a little bit more like a Hollywood. So like if we're doing a death animation, we want it to look like Hollywood. So if you're blasted by a grenade, we want that wah in the air.
So every explosive is going to be a scripted death explosive. All right.
Even though that would not be realistic.
I hope there will be a mod like Payday 2 for 20,000 particles. So pretty much every death animation that they just shown has like a fall down script or something.
A lot of work in
Or animation.
the environment. So before you shoot it up, just stop for a moment and breathe it in, please.
That is a nice thing to say before you just destroy the environment. Go ahead and look at it. But what I want to mention is this is about art and animation, right? Why is there nothing mentioned about animations for like interacting with stuff? Because like that's the one thing people are really wanting.
Exactly.
Instead of like just putting your gun down and then like you pull your gun back up.
Small details there, and I think they just should have fun to walk around and see everything we have made.
Yeah.
They keep
It is
showing us the
made
same
to be shot,
scenes though.
Don't let it stop you from actually shooting everything and everyone.
Like it's always like every gunfight and every like map they've shown has been like 2 maps. It's always been in the same areas, doing the same things. Come on.
We try to build is a good base with animation systems, so they are future proof. So then if we add a new weapon or a new character, it's going to be easy.
See, like, look how he didn't even pull the mag out. He didn't actually cock it. He didn't actually put the mag in. So that's why the animations don't look realistic at all.
So then if we add a new weapon or a new
Like, he doesn't take it out, so therefore him actually moving his hand like that and immediately pulling it out. Look where he puts his finger, by the way. He doesn't put it on the release
so
thing.
Are future proof.
I don't think, at least. Maybe I'm blind.
New weapon or
His thumb, like, kind of, like, got close to it. Lost
new
technologies.
character, it's going to be easy
Like, yeah, no wonder they look fake. And then why does he do that whole, like, I'm gonna pull it forward and backwards, like, at the very end?
to add that. I'm feeling happy about what we have achieved, so a big like shout out to the rest of the team.
I'm not saying that the animations look bad, though. I mean, there's just been some people complaining that some of the animations don't look, like, realistic, and then this just confirms that they didn't actually do reloads. They're just kind of they've got a plastic gun in their hand and then they're slamming a fake mag and pulling out the fake mag and fake cocking it. So
we should really keep in.
So there's another instance of the game stunning the player.
To the rest of the team.
Right here, looks like there's a nade getting thrown or something. And then like it's behind him, it explodes or something. Something in front of him explodes and then a player gets stunned. So that's going to be a reoccurring theme in this game that's not going to be very fun to want to play.
We should really.
A reoccurring theme of everything locking the player in place and having to do an animation to get stunned for a few seconds.
Keep in mind, like, the Payday 2 has had a journey for 10 years now, and like every time you're in there building stuff, you kind of drum up these plans and you have to kind of pace yourself and remember that this is the start of the next journey. So I mean, there's a million things you want to build, but just remember the Payday legacy, and this is.
So what he's essentially saying is that they've just started. This is the beginning. They don't have no plans. They have, like, come on. Is that what he just said? Is that what I heard? Is that what I was hearing? Did I hear it wrong? Let me rehear what he was saying.
Part of the next journey. So
Hold on.
time you're in there building stuff, you kind of drum up these plans and you have to kind of pace yourself and remember that this is the start of the next journey.
This is the start. But dude, you guys were funding it for years now. Like, what's happening? Come on.
So I mean, there's a million things you want to build, but just remember the Payday legacy, and this is the start of a new journey.
So what they're saying basically is that they only have like an outline of some things for the game. They don't have the foundations or anything really set up. They only have, like, you know, the blueprints written up for some of the stuff. What they're saying is, oh, this is just the start. Things can change because it's not going to be a complete game. Essentially is what I'm hearing. But at the same time, what he's also saying is that the game isn't complete right now. But the reason being is that it's going to be taking, you know, different routes in the future. You know, like he mentioned, there's a million things that could be changed and, you know, removed and added to the game. So therefore, trying to release the game right now with everything complete and then having the player base be like, oh, well, this ain't what we want. You know what I mean? And then them not being able to tweak these things because it's all complete now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what he's trying to say is that they have, you know, some of the stuff set up and ready, but this is just the beginning. So, like, just like Payday 2 was, over the years, it's probably going to change. The game is going to take a turn. Skills will probably change. Skills will probably get added. Maybe there'll be new, I don't know what they're in this game, but maybe there'll be perk decks or something along these lines, or bonuses, whatever they're called. Etc. Gameplay will more than definitely probably change from that reference. So, like, what he's doing right there is what I've already mentioned earlier. Players will probably just come into the map and just start shooting all the shit that will break later.
Can't tell you about the funniest stuff though. I mean, I'm not sure the Easter egg was ever approved.
But as
What
I
Easter
said
egg?
before, it's a team.
Apparently,
It's a
most
team.
rats in New York actually have diabetes. Thank
Wow.
you, New York, for being forgiving.
Most rats in New York have diabetes. Yeah, because, like, the sugar in food. Yeah. Well then. I like how they do those little outros where it's just like some funny stuff being said. That adds a little addition to it.
Can't tell you about the funniest stuff though. I mean, I'm not sure the Easter egg was ever approved.
But as I said,
So that Easter egg thing is just trying to draw attention into the video and into the comments and trying to bring more people to write on the video, to bring more hype, to more people to pop up on their YouTube, etc. That's all that is. I'm 100% certain there's an Easter egg in the game, obviously, because they just mentioned it, but they're mentioning that in that scenario for people to comment, for people to be like, oh, what? You know what I mean? For people to want to question it. That's what's going on right there.
before, it's a team.
Yeah, it's a team.
Apparently
So
most
what he's referencing there is that Instead of Payday 2 being a solo run and gun perk deck domination, this one's gonna be more based on team, hopefully.
Rats in New York actually have diabetes.
And the rest of the stuff that's it. Well, thank you guys for watching from a 13k hour player from Payday 2 reacting to Payday 3 dev diary stuff. I had actually just purchased Payday 3 today, the gold edition, so therefore I will have access 3 days early when it does come out. So you can be expecting your boy to be releasing some content for some Payday 3. Cringe, you should have wasted that time making a game, not making cringy jokes. Wow. Wow, Rocky. Wow. Damn. Damn. That's it. GG's.